who do it like this. All three of the platforms. So let me just get everything running. Then we can start the show. Just got to make sure that everything is pulling like it should be pulling. So guys, just let me know in the comments there, those who are joining, just let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, if the sound is fine, if everything is perfect, please just let me know there in the comments while I just get my house in order. Technology, guys, there's so much things that are happening now because I want the best for you guys. I want the best. Thank you, Sakadinho. Please explain the name, Sakadin. Please explain. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, we'll fix it. Yeah, I think everything is running as it should. Let me just hide this while I'm here. Okay, let me start the show. Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is George Mukwena. I am your host. This show airs every Monday to Friday, 12:30 in the afternoon. And then Monday to Wednesday, we come back at night because there's so much to talk about in soccer. And we have our 8 p.m. slot. If you have missed the show and you want to watch any of them back, just know that you can find them on YouTube and on Facebook in full. How about on YouTube? I even cut them up for you so that you can listen to what I or any of my panels had to say about whatever topics we were speaking about. You know, we had some very interesting topics this afternoon, speaking about the African Football League, Sundowns being allowed back into that. We spoke about Motsepe wanting Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates to be in it. We spoke about quite a lot of stuff. So if you really want to watch any of those things back, just know that they are available on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're listening on YouTube or on Facebook, or you've watched the show before and you're wondering, how can you add your voice to the show like the voices you hear when I'm on live? Just know that you have to be following me on TikTok. Join me while I'm on TikTok. And then there'll come a time where I'll tell you that I'm opening up the lines. At the bottom of the screen, a button that says multi-guest will appear. Click on that button and then you'll be able to request. I get a list of everybody. I let you in. We have a conversation. We have fun. We speak some football. That is what we're here for. First and foremost, happy birthday to Ntate Kaizer Chincha Kuluva. Thank you, man. Thank you, Ntate. Okay? You've given us some of the best moments of my life. And it's only sad that my team can't give you back moments too. And also I have a video, an interview with Pindamzala Lakile Khwati that is available on my TikTok. Guys, watch it, check it out. Anyway, guys, let's get straight into it. Thank you, Spew. Tema's finest. Okay, so as you know, a little bit of format change. We're going to speak about things sequentially. We're going to have 4 topics and then we're going to rotate the panelists. So first things first topic is the MTN8 team of the tournament has been announced. As you know, Orlando Pirates managed to win the MTN8 via this man who's on the screen right now, Uchaine, doing wonders, showing you that maybe don't choose Ofore over me. And they managed to put that 8 million into their pockets. I know the Pirates fans that I have on here have been so happy. But finally, they have announced the team of the tournament. Let's hear what they have here. We have goalkeeper Uchaine in goal. That's a chain. In goal, Mudau right back, Koki and Mvala as the centre back pairing. I love how they made it Bandish Mvala, not normal Mvala. No. Normal Mvala doesn't count. Bandish Mvala, even though he couldn't get away with it versus Pirates. We have Hotto at left back. Then in the middle you have Allende, Monare, and Castillo. That's right, a Kaizer Chiefs player made it into the team of the tournament. Then on the right wing you have Zwane, Lepasa, and then Lepasa through the center, and then left wing Kishalulile. That is the team of the tournament for the MTN8. So basically, first topic is I want to find out how you guys feel about this one. I mean, there's no Mokoena, there's no Kutsia. Some of the players were on and off. Abolepas are on and off. But they made it into this Hotto at left back. Something that's very surprising, seeing as most of us don't rate him in that position. But let me hear what you guys have to say. I'm opening up the lines. Please remember, at the bottom of your screen, there's a button that says multi-guest. Click on that button, and then I can let you in, and we can have a quick discussion about this team of the tournament before moving on to the 3 other topics for tonight. So guys, feel free to request. Let me check that everything is working fine everywhere else. Let's see who's here. TP, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. TP? Okay. Oh, that was very random. What a way to start the show. Kumo, how are you, my brother? Are you with me, Kumo?
Sure. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah.
I don't know what just happened. I don't know what was going on there. But anyway, tell me, what do you think of this MTN8 team of the tournament?
More obviously, like who else they got have Mo feeling one player can steal out one.
Reting. I'm happy reting. I can't complain too much.
The goalkeeper chain, what gets how many games?
Didn't he play all of them? I think he played all of them except for Champions League when they made Ofori come in.
Oh, okay. Then we deserve if all that doubt. Negere maybe kids fella one game where he destroyed us. Then the more fire on the tournament. Kera, you guys are pushing it now.
What do you think of Pandishimbala and Koki at the centre back position?
I wonder, but no, Cora, now you just gave us a proper shopping list for next season. Korea wanna this.
Obata Koki.
Narratia fail.
Yeah, Pirates fans, listen to this man tell he's gonna take Koki and CBs.
Of course. Like this reminds me of one of my friends, you know? They were saying Hugo Bros is not a good coach. He's a good coach because of all the Bafana stars that he produces, Sundance buys. I'm gonna use the same analogy that this guy.
Do you perhaps think that Koki could have been replaced by Umkwena? Maybe in the middle, Munare taken out for Kutsia. I'm not gonna say Castillo.
You know what, ne? Obviously, the old bias me, I was gonna say this, but honestly, I agree with this lineup. As much as they did have some stints of a good game, like there and then, but this team I'm happy with. I really am happy with. And
Mara Kutsia is one of your best players. Shouldn't he be in there?
Yeah, like you know what, he can be the best player, but that doesn't mean that he was the best here, you know?
Okay. And then in the middle, Alenda Munara Castillo, Soli Mukwena gets in there somewhere. I'm not going to say where, but somewhere.
You know, Happy, as much as I'm happy with this team, I get everyone just to please everyone. They can't just put Sundance. They have to sacrifice someone somewhere.
So you're fine with this. You're fine with Allende, who hasn't been himself for the past few games. You're fine with Munare, who wasn't even the most important person in the Pirates midfield. You're fine with Castillo. I mean, Castillo's fine. Don't worry about Castillo. You're fine with that midfield three.
You know, I grow if I were to point out, Toro, why this team looks like this of the tournament, right? Then I'm gonna be accused of being a conspiracist. Oh? So for the sake of peace, I get like a fire today. I'm just gonna say, yeah, it's fine.
Okay, let me go to streets. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm good, Mr. Usi. How are you?
I'm good. So I want to recap. Goalkeeper chain, Kokim Vala, centre back pairing, left back Hoto, right back Mudau, Alenda Monare Castillo in the middle, right wing Zwane, striker Lepasa, left wing Shalulile. Is this team a proper one that they've chosen here for the MTN8 team of the tournament?
The Shalula one is the questionable. I question that one. No. Shalula didn't play the game against what is that team? Swallows and Kier. He didn't play against Swallows. Ne?
Okay.
What was the second game? What was the second game that they played against?
Why am I forgetting? It was
Chiefs.
It was
Kaizer
us.
Chiefs. Yeah, and he only played the second leg. So guys, that one no. Think the Sundowns favoritism there. No ways.
But outside of that one, I mean, Lepasa wasn't scoring as he used to. Zwane was missing goals there, sometimes going missing during matches. Should those two be in there as well? Can we question them?
But Lepasa scored, I think, didn't he score 2 goals against, didn't he score 2 goals against Sukukune? And then he scored also against Stellenbosch in Cape Town.
So you're fine with that one?
Lepasa deserves it. Lepasa deserves it, sure. It's like ngathini asimfakeni nje ngoba uzwane yabo. That one is questionable, mara I disagree with Zwane. I think I would have had Ribeiro instead. For me, Ribeiro was a better player ahead of Zwane for me in this tournament.
Let's look into the midfield. Alenda Monare Castillo. I don't know. It doesn't feel right, man.
Hi, who are you who are you solling there?
I'm asking you.
I mean, that midfield is fine. That midfield is perfect. It is balanced. Castillo for the goals, Monare to sit, Allende for the tempo. This one is the one.
Mara Allende has been off form. I think last game they played in the final, he wasn't there.
Yeah, but that's the only game that he was kind of offish. Mara, every time if you watch Allende play, it's always a 9 out of 10. He never really reached
in the tournament.
In the first game against Swallows, he played. He was playing well. The second game against Kaizer Chiefs, Zwane got taken off. He carried the team. Guys, no, you guys, I think you're disrespecting Allende. Allende is the best player at Sundown. When I watch Sundowns, Allende is the guy. He's my guy.
Let's go to Monare. Should Monare be in? I think Ndongo missed one match. Ndongo was the most important player in that midfield. Should Monare be in ahead of Mokoena?
100%. Munare is underrated. Guys, you don't credit Munare, guys. No. That guy, the job that he does, because he's a defensive midfielder, you guys don't really see what he does. That guy is so important. Like the way he just cuts out the balls and does all the dirty work. I give him credit, Sam. Munare is the one. Yeah, they picked right.
Okay, defense. Talking Vala.
Fair enough. Yeah, I rate Tloki higher than CBC. I think Tloki has more to his game than CBC. So that one I agree.
Doesn't that sneak in after that one performance?
You can't give it for that one performance. There were 4 games in the tournament. How many games? 5? No. This is a problem with fans. There's too much bias. Because you like the player, manje they mustn't get. I disagree with that one.
And then you're going about Mvala, Bandit Mvala.
Mvala doesn't do any wrong. So for now, I go with it. It doesn't really do much wrong. But I would have loved... Yeah, that one is my point. I mean, Kotsia does that inverted job very well. So I don't know if they consider that this guy is playing 2 positions essentially. He's a defender. So I don't know if they consider that. So I would have had Kotsia ahead of Mvala in that position.
Well, I mean, they have Zwane at right wing, so I guess Then Mudau right back. Are you fine with that one? Should Obomunyane, Shandu maybe?
No. That one is fair. Guys, that 1-on-1, no one really beats him in the PSL. I've never seen someone embarrass him, Shem. That one, there you're getting 9 out of 10 every game. So that one I agree. The hot one, no.
What's wrong with that? Hoto did his job. He came in, but he left back. He played left back. Even though it was for like one game, but...
Yeah, but Paseka Mako was the one who was doing the job. No, that one is not the one. You see,
do you think AB gets in there? Maybe.
Yeah, AB too, guys. AB, there's no one who's ever given AB a tough time in this cup so far. There's no one. People were saying Potsa, you must run at him to Priya. They all failed. So also AB must be in consideration there. But I would have preferred Marco though. Marco, man, that guy is energy, everything. Yeah, I would have gone with Marco instead of Hoto. But Hoto is still a player though. But I've gone with Marco instead.
Last player, goalkeeper. Are we giving him the award because of the 3 penalty saves? Is there a recency bias thing?
Okay, he hasn't done. Who else would you consider besides Shaheen?
Williams was shaky. Williams was shaky in that last performance, Mara. Maybe Williams?
No. Even Peterson, you see, don't even count Peterson. That's how it shows Kaizer don't have a keeper. Don't even count him. That's how bad Kaizer Chiefs are.
Yeah.
This one I think is the most obvious in the team. No, there's no debates.
Okay. Last question: Who would you make coach the team?
Jose. Yeah, Spanish guitar. Guitar, Lil. Yeah. No question.
Kumo, I didn't ask you who's coaching this team.
Pep Guardiola Mokwena.
Ujilwe.
Salah, he got us to the final.
Barely got past Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah?
Barely got past Kaizer Chiefs.
He got past Kaizer Chiefs.
Mara, then I choose Jose over him. Shouldn't that be it?
Like how guys know Pep Pala Jose, Papa.
Let's actually match his stats alone. Now, let me go to Rivo. Rivo, how are you doing? Welcome.
Good evening. Kumo, emenyana, Joe. So now you want to take everyone.
Kiri match kiri. Oh, bari bata ka ufela ntose. Rivo, what do you think of this team? China in goal, Toki, Vala center back pairing. Hoto on the left, Mudau on the right, Alenda Monare Castillo in the middle, Zwane on the right, Salulilo on the left, Lepasa down the middle. How do you feel about this team?
Mixed emotions. Goalkeeper, I'm okay because, to be honest, Chain doesn't have competition at the moment. There's no competition. I'm happy with
Mvala. That one time, carry penalty, and then you learned your lesson.
Did you hear the coach explaining that?
I saw one goalkeeper fail and one save 3 penalties. I cannot have.
But to be fair, I think Chain needed this to bring himself. Justice also. The guy, to be honest, hasn't been performing to his standard. He's been sloppy, man. Even in the league games, he's been sloppy. The goals that we considered has been sloppy. So I think he needed this to boost himself, because one of the reasons why we substituted was the fact that, we needed to see, because obviously the question was gonna be, but you haven't given Ofori any chance or whatsoever. So we had to do that so that we can have something to speak about when we take him to the MTN final. And I'm glad the coach did that.
And then let's go into the center back. Mvala. How do you feel about that?
Koki and Mvala, I'm happy about them. It's the same as Koki and Da for me. That's okay. I'm happy with that.
Maranda, money for 40 minutes,
Money for 40 minutes, but did you see his impact on the game? Shalulile was nowhere to be found. Shalulile was nowhere to be found. That guy was and just his presence alone, you could feel. I mean, come on, man.
Inhliziyo yasolando lena.
I'm telling you, Mudau, I'm happy. I'm happy about him. Mudau, I'm very happy. Right back.
Mudau.
What? The left one. Left
back.
ke mang?
Ke Hoto ke. Ke
Dion
Hoto
Hoto.
alona.
No, Dion Hoto. You no, Dion Hoto over Marco.
What about
Marco?
Okay, let's look at the options. It's Hoto, it's Marco. Maybe we can sneak AB in there.
Definitely.
So then you would put AB there.
I would put, you know what I would do? I would put Marco there and have AB as my substitute.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then
So I
Hoto
would put
guy, because Hoto was on the pitch, guys.
Hoto outside. I love him, but yeah, I love him, but you know what? Yeah, no. Nah, not.
No, let's look into the midfield.
This is the ultimate.
Yeah. Okay.
This is
let's
the
look into
ultimate,
the midfield.
right? This is the ultimate team. Yeah, so we're choosing ultimate players. We're not taking chances.
Okay. Midfield. Alenda Monare Castillo. How do you feel about that?
I would prefer Allende, Castillo, and Ndlondlo.
Thank Castillo stays on. Thank you, Kosi. No, I know you're not a Kosi, but Castillo stays on.
Yeah.
This is what I was saying.
He stays on.
Monare over Ndlondlo. How do they come to that decision?
I can't. I don't know how they came to the decision. However, I would never choose Munare over Ndlondlo. With all due respect to Munare, I love him. I love his game. But Munare, even when he's playing for us Pirates, you can see he performs well when he's playing with Ndlondlo. Yeah. The minute Ndlondlo goes away, then it becomes something else. It's like he doesn't know what to do.
Could it be that because Ndlondlo missed out on that last game, they thought to themselves, Yazin, let's put Munare there because we can't have Allende, Mokoena, and Castillo. We have to put a Pirates guy there.
Do you think they just put because of a pirate? They needed a pirate. I don't think it's because they needed a pirate, but rather I just feel like maybe there's certain type of play. There's people who just prefers, or maybe don't overhead Tile, so they're like, no, when are you've hurt us, so bench you.
Okay, and then up front, one
Because there's another one of Mokoena as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, the player of the season.
I get you guys say he's not the player of the season, Lere. A certain
Why
player
is he
of
not
yours
there?
who's been quiet, who's been very quiet this year, but Asiko Lapo. Mokoena.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he stood out for me.
Or he didn't stand out through the competition or at the particular match?
I think he goes missing. I think he does a quiet job. The flashier jobs are more for Allende. When Kutsia pushes into midfield, I don't know. Sometimes it feels like he's an extra pair of legs on the field. That's his job.
Yeah, that's definitely my thing. I think him and Allende and Kotsia, so Mokoena, Allende, Kotsia, and Zwane, I don't think they play well together, all four of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so
let's go to the
it
front
explains
line.
why he's not there. My front
Zwane
line.
Lepasa Shalulile.
Shalulile. Ba tlo re ke boa haholo ha nka re Shalulile khuma o tlolla, but Shalulile
Mara,
Shalulile.
okay.
Guys, why is Dupree not here?
I can't remember. He's a Chiefs player. But Zwane na missed.
It doesn't take anything away. The guy plays well. Dupree is supposed to be in this team. I'm a Pirates fan. I love Pirates with my all heart. I don't like Kaizer Chiefs, but I just feel like Dupree needed to be here.
But I get about Zwane ke stasa rona, man. They can't let him go.
Oh, okay. No, I understand. Okay, no, Okay, no, it makes sense. As I say, you know what, with these things, man, sometimes it's all about who and what and who has what, when we're being honest. But there's certain players, man, you can see that this play. I mean, Dupree, even when Chiefs is playing their worst, the guy will stand out. Even when they are playing their worst football ever, the guy will stand out. It's just that he doesn't have the support that he needs. He doesn't get the support that he needs from his teammates, and I feel like the coaches as well kind of let him down. But if you could get a good coach and a partner, like
Yeah.
the partnership ya Lipasa and Maswanganyi. That's another thing coming.
Okay,
Yeah, and
okay.
what? Yeah, so why is Maswanganyi not in this team?
Ay, Tito, o tlo ntsha mang? O tlo ntsha
Lizwane
mang,
man,
Tito?
Zwana wenzeng kanti this tournament.
Ay, Remo, for time's sake, let me bring in the final caller on this one. Spiwe, how are you?
I'm alright, and how are you?
No, right. Temas finest.
Mm.
Itale, how do you see this starting lineup? Kane, Joaquim Vala, centre back pairing, left back Hoto, right back Mudau, Alenda Monare Castillo, Zwanele Pasta Shalulile. How do you see it?
Mtsapino, my man, I won't change too much here. Yeah, okay, let's starting in the goalkeeping department. Chain really deserves it.
Okay.
It reminds me of one of the final. I think it was Sundowns versus Kaizer Chiefs years back. When Sundowns made a mistake in the final where they changed the goalkeeper. Pirates learned the hard way. Yeah, when they changed the goalkeeper from a penalty, only to find out, it didn't go their way.
Yeah.
So Chain deserve to be there, and for me, he's the player of the tournament, basically.
But then who's number 2? If we change number 1, Ufagaban number 2.
Who, as in a goalkeeper or player of the tournament?
Let's say who's the second best. I can't think of another name outside of Williams, no Peterson, maybe Marana, but they were far away. Who would you say number 2?
Okay, fine. We can give Peterson as a number. Not Peterson. Ronan Williams, number 2, because he is his number 1 goalkeeper. But now he didn't do well. He wasn't. He has his days where he's not on form. So in the final, he was totally off. But we can give him number 2 because they reached the final because of him. I mean, like, if it wasn't the saves that he made against Igu second leg, which Kaizer Chiefs, they might not have been there to final.
Okay. The Masegu defense. Mdau talking Vala Hoto. Utinga.
Mudau, I'm happy. Mudau is your typical. Mudau is a typical Trent Arnold Alexander. So basically, it's not. He's basically your wing back, Nje. So I understand Mudau and I understand Otto because you need wing backs that that have speed and are able to deliver crosses on first time. So I can understand, that the thinking behind that. These are just wing backs. They're not right. They're not right and left backs. They are wing backs. So basically, you have Utoki Nomvala Mvala.
Bandish.
Bandish Vala Mvala.
Okay, are you happy with him? Usibisa again with team.
No, Usiris is fine. Like Umvala, he likes to play dangerous. So Usiris is right on the bench. If Umvala, injury nyana or foresee what is a red card nje, you keep nje just for Usiris just to calm him down so that he's available for the next game.
Okay. Masego midfield. Alenda Monara Castillo. Ukraine ngayo keep abantu faka abantu.
Alenda Castillo Mkrandi. Ay Munare ay. In space of Umnare, I would have gone since joining Shuguti. Muda Unohoto are my wing backs. So basically, with defensive six, I would went with Rivalo Cotier. But then if not to Cotier, Nampana ngu Miguel team.
Maruti Mudale 1 game.
Yeah, but then for me, it's much more better than Umnari compared to Udale 1 game who game 10-8. But what of the other games that are PSL?
Okay,
Yeah,
so then would for in terms of M108, umthetho ngamfaka lapho in the middle.
Umthetho
for the games he played with Stellenbosch.
No, but he played only one game for Stellenbosch. It's the game against Orlando Pirates because remember he was cup tied for the semi-final because he had already played for the Stellenbosch. So we can't give him a game. Okay, fine. When we play for the Stellenbosch, we didn't see much of him.
Okay.
But then, but that's why I'm sure, especially some night, I would give Ukotie to assist Utoki Nomvala because I have Muta Unoroto as a wing back.
Okay. Pambili Zwanile Pasta Shalulile.
Yeah, it is questionable. Yeah, but then Sizotine. Yeah, we never know who chooses like the team of the tournament, basically in all of this competition. Yeah, but then again, Ulipasa would have taken him out. Right, to impact play. Nampana ngafaka uShalulile as a false 9. Then ngifaka uPatrick Maswangani on your left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Spirit, thank you so much. Guys, if you don't know, Spirit is around the corner from where I stayed home. We grew up together around the corner. No, thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to the first panel. We're going to get into the secondary topic. So I see the guys that are in line here. Just know that I'm going to let you in. We're going to speak about something here. Let me just get the next topic up. So the next topic, guys, we're going to speak about BAFANA. We're going to speak a little bit about some of the things that HUGO Bruce has been saying in terms of BAFANA and how he feels about all of this. Let me see. Not that one. Apologies, guys. Second topic is actually this one. So, before we get into BAFANA, the games, we're going to get into BAFANA and some of the issues that we are having at the team because people have not been paid and there's a lot. So let me read some of this and then we can speak about it. So thank you to Tiki Times for the article. It says players are said to not be happy as they had not been paid for last month's friendly matches against Namibia and DR Congo. SAFA has no money and players were furious. Hence they gave a subdued performance, said the insider. We beat Morocco without getting our match bonus. We beat DR Congo without getting match bonuses. The draw against ESWATINI was an off day, nothing more, says the player. This is now a player who's trying to defend, right? Even in September, Bruce told the reporters that there were financial issues at the association after BAFANA qualified for the African Cup of Nations in March. Money issues at SAFA are starting to appear yet again after they also had a disagreement with Banyana regarding bonuses until the goodwill of Motsepe Foundation came in Kari last minute to rescue the situation, to pledge 6 million rand after the players refused to play their friendly versus Botswana before the World Cup. So here we are, sitting here again, where another national team has qualified for a tournament you haven't been in for a while, but it seems as though they haven't been getting paid any of the monies promised to them up until this point. It was said a couple of weeks ago that HUGO Bruce was playing the middleman. He was trying to negotiate between SAFA and the players because they hadn't been paid, and the players were threatening to strike. Actually, there was rumors that this game that was played versus ESWATINI was not meant to happen. The players were on strike. They didn't want to go. I don't know what was said, but the players came out and played. You saw a lot of them dropping out before. I'm not going to say that's linked, but here we are one more time with SAFA saying that they don't have money, SAFA saying that they broke, and SAFA not being able to do the barest of minimums for their national teams. I think part of this stuff is not, it's not a privilege. They like to say it's a privilege. You pay these players, you know, yes, they represent their countries. Yes, you might argue that they shouldn't be paid for these things, but if you've made them a promise to pay them, you can't now jiggy say that the money's gone missing, you know, or we don't have money. And it also brings about questions about ISAFA itself, because now Bengana Mali, Banyana's going. Banyana gets promised monies, you want to take the monies. Banyana don't get their share, allegedly, of their WEFCON winnings, right? Now it's Bafana. And I told you guys, Guti, it's going to play out like clockwork again. It's just that now Bafana dealing with this thing, luckily a lot earlier than Banyana did. But SAFA again is a problem. Let me bring in the second panel so that we can have a discussion about this. Sinjay, how are you doing, my brother?
Is it after this one you're bringing Hugo
performance? Yeah, I'm bringing Hugo Bruce, but you can jump back on.
I want to be the panel when you are speaking about Hugo Boss. I don't have time for these broke people. Bring me back.
Tell me, while you are here, tell me, here we are again. And by the way, Sinjay's joining us with his proper account today. Just every time I'm gonna mention it. Again, we're sitting with this payment situation.
Listen, the SAFA it's a government institution. There's no such thing that they don't have money. There's no such thing at all that they don't have money. That is why I'm saying I want to speak about the performance of Hugo Boss. I'm saying I'm gonna come back. This mafia, this one, I don't want to speak about him because he's just towing money left, right, and center. There's no such thing as SAFA does not have money. Parliament gives budget for all sporting codes so that they submit to the parliament, they submit to the sports department that this is how much money they're going to need. They know that there's going to be an AFCON and they want a team to compete. There's no such thing as you are playing for Mahala for your national team. That is why I said, Prajoji, in the first place, I said South Africa should have the same contract for every single sporting code that represents the national. Whether you are playing rugby, whether you are playing cricket, whether you are playing volleyball, if you are representing your country, it should be a standard contract. But the Springboks get $1 million a player each minimum to go to the World Cup, and another 2 million if they win it. That should be a standard contract, whether you are a male, whether you are a female, whether you are a donkey, whether you are a cow. If you are representing your country, that is the contract that you sign, and that is what you want throughout all sporting. We should not be having a situation whether there's no money, there's no what, there's no that. There's no such thing as this is a representative of the country. The president of the country is going to send the minister of sport to go and investigate again. But the money that we gave it to you, where did it happen? No wonder this BAFANA coach can't even send emails. They don't have the money to open up an account. I want to come.
Wait, CJ. Very quickly, should players feel entitled to these monies?
Of course. Of course they should. Yeah. Of course they should. Of course they should. They are not playing Mahala. You can go to any country. You can go to any country. If you can go to any country, you can go. You don't play for your national team Mahala. You are given. It's a contract. You sign a contract to represent your national. You play. You have to pay, and it must be worthwhile. It must be worth your while to play for your national team. It can't be doing it for free. And it's one thing that should not even be a conversation that players, they're not doing the country a favor for playing it. No, they're representing us. They are representing us, and we must make sure that the people that are representing us as a country, they represent us in style. We don't want people that are moving around there representing us and financially were taken care of. These people must stop nonsense. Tony Jordan, as time is up. That is why I say Lucas Hadebe should be the president of SAFA, not this one. I'm coming back. I'm coming back for the.
I'll let you go. I forced you. I'll let you go. Let me bring in Upito. How are you doing, my brother?
Yeah, brother, how are you?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay, Prapito. Tell me. You know, SAFA tells us they don't have money to pay players, apparently, allegedly. SAFA tells us they don't have money to book stadiums around the country when Bafana goes. How do you feel about this thing with man? SAFA doesn't have money, number one, and then number two, these players, every time a national team has to do something, there's a fight. Banyana, Bafana, everyone. How do you feel about those two things?
Tsepo, this is so painful. I don't want to lie. It's so painful to be alive right now in South Africa, where you see the very same sport that is being followed by the majority of the citizens in the country.
Yes.
Being politicized, being run by politics. I think everything is visible, man, that Denis Jordan is pushing his own, agendas everywhere, be it on Bafana, be it on Banyana, and also be it on the referees. Why can't South Africa have professional referees? Why can it not happen? Why can they not budget for that? It's because there's a narrative they are pushing. You understand? So this guy is not serious about South African soccer, and I think we have been too quiet as the nation, especially those who are football lovers. I think even the body language is saying everything. We are no longer going to stadiums when Bafana plays. If somebody does not remind you, you don't even know that it's playing. So
now you have to download SABC Plus. You have to do so much work.
You understand? It is so much painful now. It is so much painful that our very own Bafana that after the apartheid they brought joy into our lives. And Bafana was the first sporting team to bring South Africa together after apartheid. But now today, when you talk about Bafana, I mean, even the white people are even laughing at us now. Now we are even forced. I'm even forced to watch rugby now and follow rugby because I mean, that is the only thing that gives me joy right now, and I must really acknowledge that. But it is very painful. It is very painful.
Why do we see these things happen in SAFA, whereas, like you're mentioning about Springboks, why don't we see this happening at SARU? I don't think, in my memory, I've seen rugby players not getting paid or complaining about pay. It doesn't seem to happen there. What's the difference here?
It's the difference is the black mentality. The difference is politics. I mean, I don't think at SARU you'd come across politics. Everything is run professionally. The unfortunate thing, whether we like it or not, about us black people and the whites is that whites are very professional when it comes to everything they do. So with us, you think with your stomach before you think with your mind. That is very unfortunate for a black person. So now we are reaping. I mean, we are now reaping what we have sown. You understand? So I think it's high time. I think it's high time that we as the soccer loving nation in this country, we rally together and vouch out this man, Denis Jordan. Ever since he took over, let's remember it. Ever since he took over, I think this is his third season now. Ever since he took over, there's nothing good we can say about South African soccer. There's nothing good we can, especially when it comes to SAFA. I'm talking about the ground level of our own soccer. There's SAB. That's where we even see the visibility of corruption You understand? Ever since this man took over. So now this pains me, my brother. You know, when we come to this topic, I get so much pain. I was watching Bafana. The stadiums are literally the supporters are ball boys there. You know, it's painful for South African football, and we cannot overlook it and act as if everything is normal. We need to act as soccer loving fans. Otherwise, you know, we will end up, you know, even supporting our Sundowns as if they are our national teams when they go and represent us in Africa. It's not something that we want, honestly.
Hey, no, thank you, bro. Hey, this chat. Let me bring it, Kolane. Kolane, how are you?
I'm right, my brother. How are you?
I'm okay, my brother. Outside of this, again, going into a tournament, players haven't been paid. SAFA is allegedly out of money. There's strikes threatened, and all of that stuff. It happened with Banyana. It's happening with Bafana right now. What do you think about this statement that SAFA saying, or allegedly, that SAFA doesn't have any money? And then number two, why does this keep happening, man? Like, how can we have our national teams not being able to get the bare minimums?
It's so stressful, because every year there is a budget speech fit, and sports are always included with your budget speech, and so it's like it beats me. And whenever we're gonna like go to the major tournament in South Africa, there's always gonna be issues. Yeah, but we had the same issue with Banyana. And like the body language during our previous games against Eswatini. It showed something was wrong there. And the other point, allegedly, but they don't have money to book stadiums. I mean, stadiums were built in the World Cup 2010. I mean, it beats me with how can you pay for your own facilities? Bruh. Firstly, I want to let that Jordan Vets is been having the same talk about Jordan Vets. If you perform as a manager, even on corporate world, it's always the manager first, then the craftsperson second. So provide or why keep him first?
Mara iyaphi le mali Xolani ngoba mina understand asiboni le mali anywhere khona ama funds. Somebody here mentioned the carte blanche episode. There's so much stuff, you know, that is happening. Iyaphi le mali ngoba I don't see these things happening go rugby, go cricket.
Bruh, first, I think the first those are the same question because if Imali you have to like show us okay, there was money provided by the government and show us with EAP, and even in the Banyana, I think if I'm not mistaken, Motep had to donate money for them.
Motep Foundation, yeah.
So there's always an issue, it's very sad to see people politician.
Mina guys, I don't know.
They're killing Iyabo Williams, the nation builder. Can you imagine, bro? How is he feeling hearing Itore Fananali's face?
Nation builder rugby, I'm a Springboks. No, guys. Thank you guys for jumping in. Yeah, guys, it's sad, man. I think it's part of the things where I feel sometimes our associations and our leaderships and all those guys, they get away with just telling us good. You know, when you used to go to your parents and ask them for something and they just tell you, "Ay guys, yes, asna mali." Meanwhile, it feels like that because I think they've realized that they don't need to justify anything. And I think the sad part is that This is not extra. It's not something that the national teams are asking for. They're not asking for 5-star hotels and all of that type of stuff. That's nothing towards what they're asking for. It's the bare minimums. Here's your match bonus, per match bonus. And these problems have been around for how long now? Think about the 2010 World Cup. They said in 2010 World Cup, they were fighting at the hotel behind closed doors. Abote Comdis and those guys were fighting. Then you see it all the way up to Banyana just earlier this year. Now, going into this AFCON, again, they just tell us Agna Mali and they move on with the situation. I think that's a very big issue that needs to be addressed, and we need to, again, I don't know how, but hold them accountable, because some of the things don't make sense, man. Sometimes you watch people and you're like, you guys just tell us anything and we must just accept it. But here we are. Thank you so much to the panel for this one. Let's go into a related matter. So I'm going to go into a related matter. Then at the end of it, we'll speak about the actual performance on the pitch. I'm doing this so that Sinje can know. Let me see. So I also wanted to speak about this because Hugo Broos, in light of everything that we've been speaking about now, Hugo Broos came out and he also said some things, you know. Let me read you what he said. Let's see. The Belgian tactician expressed his annoyance with the PSL, revealing he had sent a letter to the PSL officers to not have a Dstv Premiership match day on the 30th and 31st December, but there was no response. The 2023 AFCON kicks on 13 January, with BAFANA starting their campaign against Mali on the 16th of January, leaving Broos and his players little time to prepare. The players will have started at the beginning of August, and 80% of the BAFANA players are playing in the top teams in South Africa, so that means they'll play many games. It should have been very good for these players to give them 6 or 7 days off. PSL should have stopped on the 23rd of December, like I asked, immediately after the end of last season. Within 2 days after the last game was finished, and the next day we sent the letter and asked them to please stop the PSL on the 23rd, and also the reason why, so the players can get some time. Did they read the letter? I don't know. They ignored it. When I saw the program, the first thing I did was to see if it stopped, and I saw 30 and 31st December, and I said, okay, why was I expecting something? It doesn't interest them. The PSL. They just don't want to give you a good opportunity and a good environment to prepare the team. Broos was then asked whether he faced similar challenges in Cameroon when he won the 2017 AFCON, and he insisted it was a completely different scenario. As the Fekafoot, I'm guessing that's the SAFA, put the national team first. To give you an example, I was 2 weeks in Cameroon and I asked for a meeting with the coaches and they were all there. Here I did already 4 attempts. I'm not blaming the coaches. 4 attempts, 4 times is postponed by the PSL. You asked PSL now for stopping the league 1 week earlier to give the players off and get no response. I just have to do this in Cameroon. If it was for the national team, everything you wanted, I wanted a camp. Okay, coach, what do you want? I want a camp then to prepare. We went to Equatorial Guinea to prepare for AFCON because we thought it was the best thing to do. No problem. Okay, coach, what do you want? 4 or 5 days, that's okay. I went with the team manager to Equatorial Guinea to look for the hotel, to look for the pitch, to look for everything. We came back, we said here, this is what we want. That is what we asked, no problem. Here it's totally different. There, everything moves when it was the national team. Here, the national team has to move for the PSL. I'm very sorry, but it is like that. There is no collaboration. That is national team coach Hugo Broos. I'm using this picture here because this is when he won it with Cameroon. And I think the most frustrating thing as well is that nobody wins when the PSL and SAFA and everybody are beefing. We know about the relationship with the PSL and SAFA. We spoke on it. We touched on it a little bit earlier in the day when we spoke about the African Football League and Sundowns taking part and how that had to go through a whole lot of different changes in order for it to be approved. But here's the national team coach who's won it before, who's telling you possibly how to win it, and I need this, I need that, and nobody's coming to the party. And I know he's pointing a lot of fingers to the PSL, but he also needs to look at his employer. But to use what Malume Kutso usually says, I'll try one of his metaphors. Hey, Hugo Bruce, don't compare your ex to now, because your ex and now you chose somebody else, and now you have to live with it. Ketile. And this is the suffer that you have to deal with. It's sad that you can't sit down with the coaches. You know, we speak about rugby, the comparisons with rugby and cricket all the time. Rugby has the council of coaches, where they sit down with the national team coach and they go through things and they have their inputs and they told how to make things better and how to get these players right. But just the other year, the PSL coaches were complaining that Hugo Bruce doesn't speak to us. He just requests the players. So it seems that there's a bigger communication issue that is happening here, but also there's a lack of care, about our national team and how we're going to fare going forward. So let me let in the next panel so that we can have a brief conversation about this. Then we can talk about how Bafana performed versus ESWATINI. Sinje,
Yebo.
you back?
Yeah. Okay, first of all, I think...
What do you make of these comments?
No, I think first of all, look, I don't know who does it think he is.
Wait. Let me check. Somebody is not muted. Please, guys, mute when you come in. Okay, there we go, Sinje. Yeah. Sorry about that. You can go on.
No. I'm saying that Lotata does not. I don't think I understand. South Africa is not Cameroon. You can't come here and compare our league with Cameroon. Yeah. La kuna sponsors, la kuna investors that have invested billions of rands into the PSL. Dstv has given, SuperSport has given billions of rands. That they have a match on the 31st. They have a match on the 1st. They have a match on those last days. Because then people bavali l'Espagne and they're going to watch those matches. You can't just cancel them. You can't, because they're going to generate revenue from those matches. DSTV knows that compact subscribers are going to be at home. Bavulo SuperSport, 202, Babugele, EPSL. They know exactly the amount of revenue that Bafana generates. They know how many people watch Bafana game. Now you are saying you must not
stop the
play
league early.
Stop the league early so that I can have time. Where are they going to get the money that they are going to get that week? You must think it's business. This is not a do as football is business. And you must understand that it's business minded as well. You can't just come this, do that. I want the players off. I want them off for 7 days. When you are taking them off, you are costing the clubs money. The sponsors do not pay clubs to get their players into Bafana. You must understand that it's not Cameroon here where they don't have the league is not business orientated, where the clubs revenue. Hey, our league is very expensive. The money that's generated from our league, you must understand, our league is content. And as content creators, I think you guys would understand better that SuperSport is making a lot of money with that content that is going to be created particular week that Hugo Boss is asking for it not to happen. Where is SuperSport going to get that money from? And he's not putting something. You must understand, sometimes when you are requesting something, you must also put something on the table. You can't say, I'm requesting you to close, and now you are not putting anything on the table as an alternative to what was supposed to happen during that week. This man must not think.
Shouldn't there be stronger connections, so that I'm worried that Hugo Bruce is the one putting in these requests. I'm worried that Hugo Bruce is the one going to the PSL. Shouldn't these things between SAFA and the PSL, they should have spoken about these things to say, okay, guys, what can you accommodate? What can't you accommodate? What can we do? How can we fix this? What does that say about the relationship between SAFA and the PSL?
Clive Barker won this league. We won the AFCON without asking PSL to be closing early. You must not think that he's the very first coach of Bafana here. Then everything we must now Tatazela because he's here. We have Bafana coaches that have been successful. You mustn't think that we are. It doesn't work that way. We have had coaches before. This is my problem with Hugo Boss is that he thinks it's this chamba boy that has just arrived and all the girls must now Tatazela around him. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. He must first of all, this is a decision that he should have actually sat down, in particular with coaches and managers and owners of clubs, and then they can get on board on his vision.
But shouldn't Safa have done this? Because it feels as though Safa is also leaving him out to dry.
Of course, they're going to leave him out to dry when he's going to make utterances such as that one without consulting Safa. I don't blame Safa for hanging and drying because, first of all, he makes these blares where I don't think he has consulted anyone in any managerial position that this is what I'm going to say to the. He just says things. He just says things. And then he's surprised. First of all, he must first start by winning the pitch. I keep on saying this. People would rather watch Kaizer Chiefs, the Pirates playing. Imagine people would rather spend money go watch Jeris Kosana in 2023 than go watch Bafana. That should tell him. That is him. When they say, you are not interesting in this country. You are not the rock star. This guy must learn. He is not the rock star that he thinks he is.
For times in let me jump in. Belila, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hey, ngiyaphila mntama kunjani?
No, right, Belile. Now Hugo Prusa Kuluma Guti. No. Yeah, I can hear you. Now Hugo Prusa Kuluma Guti. Hi guys, I've asked for things they're not being done. I've asked the PSL when I was at Cameroon. What do you think of what he's been saying?
First of all, angazi ngofaka lesithombe sakhe phezulu lapha nekhaya ukuthi uzama ukuprove le point nawe. Angithola. I don't know kahle kahle. Was ngikhala ngikutshela. Live in the last week ngishilo nasemini ngikutshelile ukuthi as long as saseyile khehla nje akunalapho siya khona. Angikwazi uzama ukuprove ani wena. Ngawe lesithombe.
Oh. Are you still with me?
There we go. Person when he arrived in South Africa, ne? Yes. When he first arrived,
no stress.
When he first arrived in the country, he just and make himself like a king who behave like a chamba boy instead of like finding out that South Africa kunjani. Mawufika emzini abantu uyahlonipha mntaka awufiki nje ukhahlela inyanga noma ungazi kangakanani you first have to understand the culture of that country, football sekuvula ikhaya awukwenzi lokho and nakhona futhi uyacela imvume ebantwini abakuphethe before uzovula ifridge nani yena instead of like throwing all those utterances makabona imedia naye makabona amakhamera behavior njengoMorgan Mamela you need to address some issues wakhe neSAFA. ISAFA as the motherboard, you need to communicate in the PSL. Akusumsebenzi wakhe lo to go there and rubbish our football players and rubbish football teams. That's not his job. Umsebenzi wakhe ukuhlanganisa i-team Bafana and go and represent the country. And he must stop behaving as if like Bafana is a team. It's not a team, it's a national team. Which means you select the best available players that you can use. On that level, you're not coaching. You just implementing you choose the best players that will fit in your system. You go and play. Even if you can train for 2 days, that's a national team job. You know that's how hard it is. A team, you will need weeks and weeks and weeks. No, this is a national team. Go out there, select players. Who's costing foot? What's cost to get World Cup? That World Cup sport was there for the taking. Yonke into bengakithi mntakababa iCovid ivimbile abantu bangeza South Africa angakhetha amaplayer angabisha namhlanje he's singing praises about uThemba Zwane but he was the one amakasafika la he was the same person beyangamfuni that he was so people were crying good why about Themba Zwane bangadlali and make all these excuses On this one, he just is body himself, he won't get it, and then he must deal with it. Akunankinga naye personally, but emsebenzi welcome.
Does this expose something, Guti? Again, you know, I always say on this platform, More, your coach has roles and they shouldn't be. I know he talks a lot, Mara. He shouldn't be the one sending emails. He shouldn't be the one. Discussing Lento Isaf and PSL outside of Bruce and his attitude. What does this show Isaf and PSL? Because it feels as though we're asking the coach to scout, to send emails, to get meetings together, to do this, to do that. When players are not paid, all of these things. What does this say about Safa and even the PSL?
We've been saying that EPSL and SAFA, there is a lot that still need to be done there. Especially we know ukuthi ubani abalwayo laphayana is Dennis Joran no Ivan Khoza. They bring in they bought their politics wangale kukhongolose bawalethe ebholeni. So now we are stuck with it, whether we like it or not. Those are the two bulls that are fighting, but unfortunately the grass has to suffer, which is us. But now coach isn't make things easy for himself ukuzifaka into ezingamfuni futhi, because according to kumele uzifake kuzo, you are employed by SAFA, deal with your employer. The external thing is a PSL, that leave that to SAFA, address it with SAFA and let it be fixed. When phuma lapho. Yabo.
Okay.
So yeah, yiko nje lokho mphakathi.
No, thank you, Veli. Let me go to Tolani. Tolani, what do you make of these comments by Hugo Bruce? He sends letters, he does all these things, the PSL. Then he told us, in Cameroon, they used to do everything for me.
You won't get a response with PSL. You won't get a response. What is his business with PSL? What is his business? When play ubani lo muntu usafa ne? So uhlangana with the PSL bit. Usenda ama emails are wrong bit.
Mela tumeli email internal.
Yeah, bro. Akumele safa yena bit.
Yeah.
He should have done research yakhe lo muntu lo. Okay, how do they operate in South Africa? I find out are they operating the same as where I'm coming from, Elokuzeni, Cameroon? So the way in this one I would say, Cameroon everything about a national, even a Premier League, yes. Compared to South Africa, EPSL is more like a private company, and then it's a state. So you can't compare apple and oranges. As compared I'm apple to apple. So I think agent failed him on that. Research
but let's speak about I want to speak about SAFA and the PSL. Surely, if you guys want the best for the nation, and you guys would sit down together at some point and say, guys, hi guys, corner AFCON January, corner this, corner that. Can we make a plan or decide together what we can do? Why are they failing to do that? Shouldn't that be their job? And I know Hugo Bruce is loud, but isn't Hugo Bruce exposing even more that thing? Yoguti, Amara guys, I'm not saying that they have to close early, but I can't have my players late if we want to win this AFCON for real. So that does well for the country, quote unquote. And then for SAFA to also look at Bruce and say, "Ay, Mara Bruce has been EPSL has to do X, Y, and Z because of the deals with the sponsors that they have." Why is it Guti? They don't come to the table. Benzani. All this time, Hugo Bruce aside, Benzani.
Keywords. Do they want the best for the country? Is their interest in the best? Interest is in the best of the country. So I think no one wants the best for the country. And to echo what Usinji actually EPSL it's based on content, and to make matters worse, ISAFA iwathathile ithathe ama rights to televise ama-games eBafana Bafana. So ngizomsupporta kanjani kumuntu ongafuni ukuthi ngitelevise ama-games akhe? Why should I stop my
download SABC Plus?
Come on, please. No, I'm asking. I'm asking on the parts of Dstv. Like they want me to close early, whereas they don't want me to show their matches. So where would I get my revenues? Yeah, but bevuma ukuthi iDStv televise ama matches eBafana Bafana. Maybe the mhlambe nabo bebezozama ukuthi try to meet them halfway, if you know what I'm saying.
No, okay. It's in for King Tefu. How are you, my brother?
I'm good, my brother. Kunjani?
No, hey, I'm okay, Marai. Lento angiphathi kahle because ngapha lo uthi akana mali, lo uthi this and this. Manje coach yaphuma uthi, yeah, you guys don't want the best for iBafana Bafana. What do you have to say about these comments by Hugo Bruce? Ngoba I'm starting to feel as though both of them don't care about how the national team has to go, whether it's PSL, whether it's Safa, whether it's Bruce. They don't care. Ngoba they don't need to be doing this publicly. Marana Guzeapuma. What do you think of these comments he made?
Mina mfowethu, I think okwenza uHugo Bros kumele siku-compliment sometimes. U-expose laba abantu esithi basiphathele i-football yethu la kwi-country. Because uma ungathi uthatha ukubheka, uHugo Bros uhambe waya eCameroon. He won an AFCON there on 2017 with the same strategy that he was trying to bring in our country. But then if you look at that, bamvalela ngaphandle, especially PSL nama coaches wakhona, because even engakadlali ngisho game eyi-1, he tried ukuthi ahlangane nama PSL coaches our team, but they refused. And he even said ukuthi he has tried about 4 times now ukuthi ahlangane nama PSL coaches. I don't know ukuthi ukuhlangana nama PSL coaches, ama PSL club coaches ukuthi kuzolisiza ngani iqembu, but I think ukuthi somehow yena khona la kholelwa khona uzosiza ngakho, because nakho eCameroon uyasho ukuthi he did the very same thing. It helped him because na cup by win ne Cameroon. I think kunempi elwayo phakathi ka PSL no Safa. Thina mhlawumbe nesingeke siyazi. But mina I feel sorry for lo madala lo uHugo Bros. Angisho ukuthi mhlawumbe uwenza kahle noma uphethe kahle iqembu, but enye indlela engibuka ngayo ukuthi mhlawumbe izinto angazi ukuthi ayihambi kahle on his side is just because there's this football politics that are going on between Safa and PSL. Uyangithola. So that's why ngazuthi naye ama results awahambi kahle, kunama conflict nani. This guy is trying his very best. I'm sure ukuthi yena he wants to prove many people wrong that he can do his job properly. But then there are some doors that they are being shut for him.
Okay. No, my brother, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to the panel. Look, guys, you know how I feel about Hugo Bros. I don't like laundry outside. I don't like these things spoken about, especially when it feels as though these guys are not speaking. So for me, if I'm on the PSL side, I don't appreciate somebody speaking out who's not my employee, who doesn't work for me, and who's not calling out his own employees. So I understand from that point of view. My issue is that one more time, we see this relationship between the PSL and ISAFA play out again in an ugly way, right? These are not meant to be issues, you know. Dr. Ivan Koza is a board member via PSL at SAFA, right? even besides that, them being the association and the PSL being the league, they should sit together and say, guys, for the good of BAFANA, regardless of whether Hugo Bruce is there, for the good of the country, let's sit together and figure some things out. We all knew that AFCON was coming. We all knew that January was going to be a hectic month. Now, I can't ask PSL to take away revenue. I also can't ask SAFA to get the people late. But what you can ask is those two need to sit down in a room and iron these things out, because we can't keep seeing all of this happening out in public. We can't keep having the same things being said all the time. Yeah, I spoke to this one, I spoke to this one, I spoke to this one. In a perfect world, the PSL is meant to go, guys, we are volunteering our coaches. Hugo Bruce, you are the national team coach. Here are the dates when we can do it. Bring them here. In a perfect world, SAFA is meant to go to the PSL and say, PSL, Azin, is it possible for us to shift this and this and this? Look at what happened with Mamelodi Sundowns, right? Now these same things are happening with the national team. And you look at it, and again, I'll say it one more time. You don't see this indifference in the other sporting codes. You don't see this. And now we are relegated to this every single time. These things, for me, are simple things to be fixed. Simple things. SAFA and the PSL should be part and parcel of sitting together, especially on things like dates, guys. Dates. You're telling me, Uti, all of the people that work at SAFA, all of the people that work at PSL can't sit together, put a calendar up and say, okay, guys, this is what we can do. This is what you can do. Let's come together and make it possible. So for me, I don't enjoy Hugo Bruce speaking out loud, because these are not things we should be hearing. And also, he always does it in one direction. It's always to the PSL instead of going, Mara, my bosses at SAFA as well need to sit down and speak about this thing with the PSL. He shouldn't be sending emails and stuff like that. But what he does show is that, guys, gulit everywhere. These people genuinely don't get along, and it harms our football. Anyway, guys, tap the screen, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, guys. Come on. Let's grow. Let's move on to the final topic for tonight. We're going to speak about the actual performances. You know, it's so weird that the actual performances of Bafana get spoken about last, because there's so much happening all over the place. But in any case, we played ESWATINI to a 0-0 draw, a game before Ivory Coast, exactly 2 months before AFCON kicks off. The starting lineup for this game was Umotwa in goal, Tulu and CBC at the back, Mudiba left back, Mobi right back. You had Mokoena and Blom in the middle, Mayo, Zwane and Mayambela just behind Ulal Foster, who was the striker. What a boring game. What a boring, uninspired game. And I know there's reasons, and I know they're saying that people weren't paid, and because people were paid late, it's an issue, and da-da-da and da-da-da and da-da-da. But no disrespect to Eswatini, this is not a game we should be playing like that. Hugo Bruce himself came out and he said that he was shocked at the performance, and that he's expecting a better performance versus Ivory Coast because they can wake up for that. But if you can't wake up for Eswatini in a random friendly, right? How are you going to wake up for Namibia? How are you going to wake up when you have to play Tunisia? How are you going to go out and do that? And then at the end of the day, people say to us that, no, go watch the matches, go do this, go do that. You're not even giving me a quality friendly for me to get excited for. Then on top of that, you play like that. Then on top of that is SABC, so we can't even watch it. So guys, to watch a Bafana match right now, I have to do so much just to get it on my screen. And then you get it on your screen and you get that. I'm like, it's weird, man. It's weird. And I expected it to be a little bit more competitive, because these are players that aren't in the starting lineup of Bafana, that haven't played a lot. Abo Mayo, Laba. These were the chances for them. Abaplom, we made such a fuss about Uplom. Yes, he won man of the match. We made such a fuss about him not being chosen. And now they come and they do this. And what's scary is that at this moment in time, you're meant to be building up momentum. You're meant to be building up momentum going into the tournament that you're going to play. The tournament you haven't played in how many years? Eswatini is not meant to be a 0-0 game because we're about to go and play Ivory Coast. What happens if Ivory Coast beats us? Embarrasses us? I don't know. What type of mentality will these players be going in with it? And if it's true that it's because of money and things like that, they haven't been paid in all of those situations, right? Then shame on Safa again for putting another team into a bad mindset. This happened with Banyana Banyan. Anyway, let me bring in the last panel for the night and we can have a conversation about this. Sinjay, let's talk about the match. Here is Eswatini. For all intents and purposes, we are meant to clap Eswatini. No disrespect to Eswatini. We're meant to clap them. It's meant to be an easy game before we go into this AFCON. But there we go, 0-0. Yeah, poor game corner. They're missing chances. They're disjointed. Tell me about this game.
First of all, it looked like Eswatini is going to clap us. Let alone. Let alone. And okay, let me start here. People must just get smart TVs and stop complaining about not the task they have to do to get the BAFANA.
Hey. Yes, when the PSL is on, I just go 202 and it's on. My TV license, this, that, I must get the app. I see. Must try stream up, I must try do that. Meanwhile, generations are done. I see.
What the game actually was very boring. I feel sorry for players like Abonjabulo Plom, who now has to play second fiddle. I don't think it's motivational even to him to be given a chance to play against Eswatini with second stream players as well. Caliber of player that he is. Firstly, I think the arrangement of the players was totally off. And there was no purpose in the arrangement of the players. Whether he is saying, okay, these are the players that I'm looking forward to use them this way in the first lineup, or to supplement the second lineup this way. It was just random players that are in the Bafana camp that have not played. That's my pain about it, That is my pain. When you watch Spring, you watch the first team, you know who's there, but you can see the other players that are elected into the squad. You see Abo Ox, why they are there. All these great players. You see why is there. You see why money is there. You also see what's the build up about introducing particular players into the squad, what they bring to the squad, and how do they enhance the squad. With Bafana, as far as I hear the entire cry about him, about image not being done, I'm very frustrated to see a player wearing a Bafana jersey and you don't know why he's wearing this jersey. You don't know why he's wearing this jersey. That's what we saw when they were playing against the 13. A bunch of people that have, I try to make a count in the PSL. How many players have a Bafana cap? It's like everyone has a Bafana cap. Everyone has a Bafana cap. It's not something that it's not something that you could. It was rare when you speak about individual that has a Bafana cap. Now all of them, everyone nama cap it's national team cap galore going there at PSN, and that's the thing about it. It makes us have a team that has a direction. That is my only with Hugo Boss. He speaks a lot, and yet he's still exceptional in the field. Now you look at what is being produced in the field. Hey, I don't see myself going to watch Bafana. I don't care whether you give me a free ticket. They're not worth spending my petrol. They're not spending my time. I even watch them because I'm bored. If I have something to do, I promise you I was not going to watch that match. I was not going to watch that match. It is one of the most important things I have ever seen in my life. I think it was, if Bafana was managed by Chipampengis, we would have fired this one by now.
Hey, your local man. Tell me, is he scapegoating the players when he says he doesn't understand this and this and that? Should it be part of his job to get these players up for these games? Because, I mean, going into AFCON, if we're playing Eswatini like this, what happens when you play Namibia? Not to say Namibia is bad, but it's not a fancy team. Should we expect these type of things? Is he scapegoating these guys?
I think he's using them as an scapegoat, and let alone the players themselves.
Excuse me.
Their intensity beyond the field was not clear. Even if you could not see how is Blom playing have to do with the player that is substituted to play in that midfield. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You don't know the context. You don't see whether he's building on the type of play. You don't see anything. You don't see any development. You don't see in the run what he's asking them to do. And that's a coaching thing. It's not a player thing. It's a coaching thing. It's a coaching thing, how you want the player to play, what you want to see in him. Then we can also understand, say, oh, okay, this is the dimension that this player is going to add. Even if Blom comes in as a substitute in a next match, still I don't know why he's being substituted into the game. Do you get what I mean? Or he starts another match. You don't know, okay, maybe when a particular opponent is playing this type of football, this is how he's going to use Blom to nullify this and to do that and overcome them this way or that way. Man, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
Belile, are you with me? I saw your network was flashing a bit there. Mtshele, what did you think of this game, man? Ngoba mina angibona ngalento esibukele lapho.
Yo. Yeah, safa ne. Asibuyele emuva. Let's go back a bit.
Okay.
It shows again leadership esinayo. It shows again football leadership esinayo. If you look at the issue that you have raised, you televise a game. Look, awunamali. You've got a product called Bafana, but you go and negotiate a swag deal in the SABC, of which you may look at admin just to watch Bafana. Like really, it's not free and easy for people just to access Bafana and watch it. Because those things are ratings. Those things, small things like that, those are the ones that as a little imali, because they bring in revenue. They sold the advertising space SABC for that thing, and that money again has to come into SAFA. But now, if you ignore things like that, just negotiate deal for the sake of negotiating it. At the end of the day, ibhola alikho available abantu abaningi. Nami ngoLesihlanu like ngisokolile ukubuyela ibhola. I have to try ngefonini ngiyekuphi try all this other stuff. Ngiphikisa TV SABC 1 ngibona ischeme sami lapha like kwenzakalani kahle. So you see. So serious. It's things like that is a Sibuyisele move. I don't know whether about the issue that they understand what they are selling. What are they for? Therefore, the difference between the PSL and the SAFA, PSL is so serious about its business and the contents and the product. The PSL, because they know that's their livelihood. That's what they depend for space of advertising revenue for Dstv. That's why if it doesn't mind to put a billion there, because they know what the value that they will get for the product. But also going to the match corner. Oh, yeah, God. There's crisis there.
But before we go to the match, I like the point you brought up about this SABC thing. Isn't it part of the reason why, let alone SABC, a lot of people that I spoke to didn't even know Bafana was playing. They didn't even know. It wasn't something we knew. We all know what the Springboks are doing and all these other teams, but we didn't even know Bafana was playing. Doesn't that also fall into that thing, the SWAC negotiations, but also the attitude to Bafana? It doesn't seem like they care.
I've asked you, Emin, if you're who's the communication manager at SAFA? Or what do they call them? This the media office or Piago? I don't know. But who's there? Who is in charge for doing those things? Because now the only person I know who's SAFA out and the CEO, that lady.
Oh, Lydia.
Yes, Lydia Munyebao. You know, she was just given that position because even the Banyana, people who were playing with her, they're still complaining because it doesn't bring anything to the women's football thing. KT, where because she just haven't got the initial done, they are there. But if communication ayiko, people don't even know good Bafana of that. And I'm just wondering, man, how is this thing difficult? SAPC is a public broadcaster. Surely we should use it, man, to advertise Bafana. You've got close how many 32 radio stations or 16 or 32 radio stations. Come on, guys, with different target market. We do a traditional language radio station for 11 official languages. Gents, come on, we can do more. I don't think Nakon with SAPC, if it's the one bought those right, they can even advertise. There's a slot even for 20 seconds. We know how expensive it is to put an ad with SAPC, but surely they can put an ad for 30 seconds, put it there. All the TV channels, your radio stations, they're there. You get the people coming into the stadium. People must know about the game Bafana is playing from Monday last week, Ilala Friday. But also, advertise, if I advertise, because we televise SAPC Extra. What is the SAPC what? It shows the plus. It shows the value good when you don't value these products so much in order for you to on a normal SAPC channel which can be accessible to everyone. Because you know, if you know those two box settings, we are still rolling out those things, and most people are massive TV party. Because we're TV paying people they only know good in press 161 151. I will see it all up. So YouTube unakhona, and sometimes if data yakho ayisi okay, angeke ulibukele ibhola that time, network better. Like we are something, you cannot sell that to any other company. Remember that match or that brand of football that's going to be played there. You have to use that thing to sell it, because that contract SAPC is opela. But at least if you got that product which is sellable, you go and sell it to other television channel. You go to SuperSport, I've got this product. You go some of the technical sponsor, but you've got you can sell it if you get a new technical sponsor. If this you sell, that's a product that you sell. But if you want it to be presented in a bad way, the way it is currently presented, there's nothing to sell, man.
Let's go into the match. Let's go into the match for time's sake. What did you think of this game? Hey.
Yeah, man. Oh, it feels very young on weekend. Even you're looking so DTC matches on Saturday and Sunday. Those guys, I can tell you, they've played better than what we're watching on Friday evening. I'm still saying, our coach asinaye and lapho ngizazoma futhi ayikabi asinaye asikwazi ukuthi sesingavele kumele sithwale ubunzima kanje playing against abo eSwatini. No, guys, we must take ourselves really seriously, and the players like nabo ngada basi motivated to play for the national team anymore. It's like they're just pitching up just because there's nothing they can do. But their body language on that match, it didn't convince me that they really, really want to win this thing. I don't know whether it's coach's instruction or whatever, but there was no system that I saw that they're playing. I just saw people about 11 grounding trying to find one another and score goal, but the system that was being attempted to play there, so opening when it comes to team playing and the team selection, I will put it on the coach playing, because we're in charge. On the team And how they fared on the day, coach. We didn't pitch on Friday. We didn't pitch at all. Yeah.
Right. No, really, thank you so much. Let me go to Elvis. Elvis,
Okay,
welcome. How are you?
Hola.
Elvis, what do you think of Eswatini? Because
I know. I can't recommend Bafana that much. Or I can't give it to another jalan. But lose also qualify or by in the early stages. So it doesn't show any for me I want direction. Direction. Because I think me bana go jare advice ko banyana because bafana bajala South African football a professional one. I don't know why jala a footballer and international. They are playing the same South African football. So I can say or maybe Kelele, but they have a quality squad. Still or compete, not or Eswatini like. You've selected those players who are soon going to play for AFL. That one we were talking about midday.
The football league, yeah.
So exactly. So once capability, I don't know. Maybe Bafana illegal creative or what. So I could see what's going on Bafana like most of the time here now we like Raborea or because we are expecting these results to literally like 0-0 with Eswatini. Oh, come on. Where like just the question Reagai. Like competitiveness at least we are compete with other countries. So even like last minute of Bafana I know that rhythm I know Mshitu for Bafana ila 95 Emela.
Do you think, Kimo, we are 2 months, King, it over November, December, then January AFCON. We are maybe 2.5 months away from AFCON. How do you feel about this team going into AFCON?
We are just going to be a laughing stock. So I only be serious. So we have the quality players. But Sebas dirang go team ba di khalla aba di bontshe ba bana Bafana keep on throwing udumela young team defender when you sa attack go for a key. You have quality players, just go for a key. If team ya defender attack, keep on attacking. But you like you're playing the same football with that team defender. So I'm not going to be long. I just want to make I just want to be short or give what a chance.
Okay, no. Kaleboga, Elvis. Let me bring you to King Tefu. King Tefu. What did we watch on Friday?
Yo. No, I remember when we were talking on Friday, when we were talking about the draw, and you said we must put our heads on the block, and I said we will reach the quarterfinals. But after Friday's match, no. I know, I'm born, guys. These are the games that we should be excelling on.
Yeah.
About starting. What we are going to do tomorrow when we are facing Ivory Coast. You don't see the philosophy, what the coach is trying to do. You don't see the combinations of the players. You don't see anything. It's something that even go Caucus mfowethu. When you watch football at Caucus, you can see what are the guys trying to do. But it's shame. It's a shame when you watch a so-called national team playing like that. It's a shame. It's a huge shame. I don't know what to say about that game. I watched it. I don't think we will even go to the knockout stages in the AFCON now. No. I'm so disappointed. I was so disappointed.
Do you if it's true that part of this is to do with money, can you accept it? Guti, these guys are not getting paid. Maybe these performances were down to that. Can you go with that excuse?
Somehow I can, but no, man. These are friendlies, Players know that they will surely get paid even after they've been playing, after they've been played the game.
Yeah,
they will get paid. These are they should have been selling themselves to the coach to raise their hands and say, "Coach, we are here. We want to go all out to the AFCON, with or without a man. We are here to represent our country." That performance, I was so disappointed. I wish angazi ngayisupport ibhola ngiyilandelele rugby nje.
I know.
I was so happy to see Mbappe so disappointed yesterday.
Yekela uMbappe man, at least uMbappe performile kuma World Cup final. Bheka le team yakho. Let me bring in uMalume Kutso. Thank you so much, King Tevu. Malume Kutso, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
How are you, Mr. Uti? Nage sharp, wena?
No, lucky sharp. But I want to speak about this Bafana team, specifically this match versus Eswatini. It feels like there's so much, man. It not being televised, it not being marketed. Then you get into the game and the players don't seem to be logged in. Stadium is empty. Like there's just a cloud around Bafana right now. Even though we know they qualified and they've done fairly well in the past other games. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate, man. Bafana, unfortunately, they can't seem to get their rhythm in terms of player selection. Okay. Players are continuously injured. Players, there's always unfortunate circumstances coming up. And some of these circumstances, it's a blessing or they come at this moment, to understand, so that we try and beef up in areas that we may have not beefed up. For example, it became apparent that we were lacking a creativity, to understand, and to a point where Umshishi had to go deep into E6 to try and connect balls, because our fan favorites sometimes they look good to the fans, but they actually harm the team. Without any bias towards him, I felt the game was a bit too heavy for him. Yes, it's Eswatini, but he also had to prove that whoever is out on the day he could replace, to a point where he couldn't get those passes going. Everything turned on Umshishi, and the behavior of Umshishi on the pitch, having to go that deep, showed that maybe they don't understand him or they don't trust him today. Don't understand. And then Kaizer Mayo as well could have made some better decisions, But these are some decisions you'll forgive when it's players who are not regulars in the national team. Because at some point I saw Ulal Foster get frustrated at the movement, Kaizer, and him not releasing the ball. There are certain instances, if he had released the ball, it would have been an easy tap in. Understand? Same for Umshishi. He he got a chance. It was an easy tap in as well. So in as much as the score does not make for a good reading, there were some clear chances. Well, I understand. Okay, you look at them and you think, had these chances been buried, they would have also buried the negative talks. Well, I understand. Could have easily been 5 if anyone watched the game. Some passes behind, Miami at the last moment just losing concentration a bit. But you have to appreciate the fact that we played Eswatini, who presented a low block, because we've got in Namibia in our, in as much as we're not a powerhouse as one may suggest in Africa, we do have a team that will probably present a low block against us at the AFCON. And so Swatini proved to be a good preparation for game in Namibia in the AFCON.
I just before we move on, I just want to ask. So we're sitting with this team. I know there were injuries and people pulling out and all that stuff. Two things. Is it worrying that we don't have a strong second unit? And then also, should we be bringing players in at this stage with Bafana going into these AFCONs? Shouldn't we be seeing the players that played the COSAFA games maybe and things like that who already might have that rhythm? Shouldn't we be seeing that type of thing, or do you think he handled it correctly?
Well, like I said, it's been unfortunate because some of these players have also been called way before and have been injured or for some other reason could not step up. For example, Blom is continuously in the squad. But he hasn't been the go-to guy, and he has had his on and offs. Well, understand, not only at his team, but just in the national team. He doesn't seem to have cemented a place. Well, understand. And Ucholore, what I saw is that in as much as players were injured, in this game, we also presented somewhat a second string team. Some of the players, they're not really players who I think will be first in the lineup or on the team sheet when we make our first game go AFCON. For example,
Mara, really, it's only Mayo Blom.
No, for example, hear me out. That's why in terms of Bafana, the core team, Ronan Williams wasn't selected. Kanakiman, this guy, Paul Hela does not really start all the games. It would have been someone else. I'm sure you'll agree with me. Mayo as well. Probably pass and makes his way into that team. I understand. Even at defense, I don't think, in as much as he loves him, he doesn't really select him to start games. I'm talking about Uniko Mobi. Of late, he's been preferring maybe Tapelo Morena. And I'm sure he does not have a problem with Umutau. He's actually been trying to get Umutau into the team, but Umutau is forever injured. As he said, next thing they persecute him. Whereas Umutau was said to be injured and he didn't select him. Next thing, Sundowns versus Chiefs, Mutau was in the lineup. It's Hugo Bros. Why are you not selecting Mutau? Understand? So just those little things, man, that have like those, when you're running and someone keeps pulling you back just a bit, is what is happening in Bafana. So for me, I saw the chances. I know, guys, it's a Swatini and we think we should beat them 10-0. But when you look at history, highest score of Bafana is actually 4-0. Bring back the days of your favorite players, your favorite moments. You've never actually walloped teams more 5-0. Actually, I've just remembered which the highest would be the most recent against Seychelles, or was it Mauritius or Mauritania? 6. But before that, the highest would have been 4. Understand? So it has never been a culture, even with Dr. Kuban, that we beat teams couple 6. I know it's just what it's tempting to get lost in the idea, or we should have beaten them 8 or 10. But guys, this is purely preparation. A certain team played against a team called Botswana and played not. and their fans lost their mind, not understanding it's preparation, guys.
Okay.
But it's not the main tournament. You don't panic over preparation. You prepare for preparation, and it's very good. You see, if you don't get problems during preparation, you run the risk of being short-sighted. But if you're getting more problems during your preparation, then the preparation is serving its purpose.
Okay. No, I hear Malume Kutsa. I'm just looking at the time. Yeah, guys, thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Last panel as well. Yeah, look, this is all I'm saying, right? All I'm saying is that this is the national team. My worry with Bafana is that we chop and change so much, but we don't have the quality to be chopping and changing like that. I believe it was it Sinja? Somebody earlier spoke about how the Springboks, for example, will play a specific team up to a point so that there's chemistry, so that they've built up these things, and they'll make sure that, fine, we have a first team, but even the second team is also well equipped to jump in and do what they need to do. Yesterday, Faf started on the bench, for example, right? So I want that for Bafana. You know, we need to know, especially coming into a time we're about to go to a tournament. Like I said earlier, these are momentum games. I believe that the last few games before you hit this AFCON have to be momentum games, right? So we can't have this where it's quiet. Over and above the fact that when you look at Streets won't forget his Springbok has top quality. I hear about quality. That's why it's all the more that you need to have your first and second team set. You get what I mean? We can't be bringing in Abo Mayo now. We can't be bringing in Abo Plom now. You get what I mean? What's the point of it? Will he go to this tournament? Why is he playing? Should we not bring all these people in and say, guys, these are my 30 players. If anybody's injured, I know that at this point, I've got these guys that have played together, that have come in, that have done this. And I don't think I'd be against this if it was earlier in this time, maybe a year ago or whenever we qualified. Then you start going, okay, fine, let's rotate some guys in and make sure that we're building these connections. But now it's in and out. Tomorrow, Kimang Modi has come in and he's playing. The next day he's out. Tomorrow, Msimango has come in, the next day is out. Tomorrow, Blom has come in, the next day is out. The next day, another player has come in, the next day is out. How are they meant to build that togetherness? But where you give Hugo Bruce the benefit of the doubt is that, look, he qualified us. So I guess you can say, you know what, let's see what happens. As we go forward and we get into this tournament, you'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But it's worrying, you know? And also, the other part of the coin is the same. People don't know Bafana's playing. To watch a Bafana match, you have to have find a thing and get onto the website. It doesn't work on my phone, or it didn't work the last time. It doesn't work. I have to go onto the laptop. I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to do this. And then you think about Bafana and the way it's positioned in our minds right now. And you're like, hey man, if I miss out on the match, I've missed out on the match. And those are the type of things. Look at Abo Springboks. Everybody knows that the Springboks are playing. Whether you've watched the match, whether you've seen them, whether you know their names, whether you do whatever, you know exactly. So that fosters a bit of national pride, or at least I am aware. We're not even aware of Bafana. Then you watch a match and it's that. I don't know, guys, but we'll see what happens during this thing. Let's see. Let me read these last few comments here. Our players are inconsistent too. I get you. Check Springboks and the Proteas. Those players have been playing together for years. And I'm not saying that you pick the same. I'm saying that at this point in the game, you need to have 30 players. Going into a continental competition. You need to know, okay, if Percy or this one or this one or this one can't make it, I can call up this one or this one. That was the point of things like Kosafa Cup again. That was the point. He doesn't even coach that team. Ramo Rebuli took over that team, for example. So then it's like, we should know this by now. We should know this, you know. Who are consistent players on under 23? Do we even have an under 23 T-Bag? That's what you need to say. True, and that's a working strategy. I hope we beat them. I hope we beat Ivory Coast. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me for another episode. If you have not followed, please follow. This show airs Monday to Friday, 12:30 in the afternoon, Monday to Wednesday, 8 p.m. We also do watch-alongs of games where possible. If you missed out on any of the stuff and you want to hear about all of the interesting conversations we've had on this platform, they are available on Facebook and on YouTube in full. You'll be able to watch them and get in on the show. Thank you so much to the commenters. Thank you so much to the people that have liked. Thank you to the people that joined me on Facebook. Thank you to the people that joined me on YouTube. It really does help grow the platform. I've got an interview, 3-minute interview with Ulakile Khwati on my TikTok. So if you please do me the favor of watching that video, liking that video, sharing that video, it'll do a lot. I know I had to interview a Pirates captain in Orlando. My blood didn't feel right, but it's fine. I do this for the content and I do this for you. So please check that out. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow, 12:30. Bye, guys. Maronza's not on here. Maronza could explain. I wanted Maronza to explain, or Roni to explain exactly what was happening, but I saw he jumped on and off, so maybe I'll just move it to tomorrow and he can tell you why I was in Soweto. I was in Soweto for the Lindam Tambo tournament. Apologies, guys, that I didn't tell you. Sorry, T-Bag. I apologize. Okay, guys, I'll see you.